And our neighbors in California are faced with a serious power crisis. It's so bad that officials say Californians can expect to see their electric bills double over the next couple of weeks. That is until lawmakers on Capitol Hill step in and decide what to do. If California were a country, its economy would be the 6th largest in the world, as you can see here. So you can imagine the amount of electricity that Californians use per month. Both lawmakers and California officials agree that their main concern is to keep the state's 2 main utility companies from going bankrupt. But residents say they're worried about their finances as well.
What are we going to do with all these high power bills? We have to eat, we have to take our medicine, we have to buy that stuff. We won't have the money.
Here's the reason for all this. California's power problem started when utility companies spent far more for electricity on the deregulated wholesale market than they could actually charge consumers. Some experts say that this is proof that sometimes deregulation isn't always the best thing to do. In 1997, Nevada lawmakers gave the green light to deregulate, and it was supposed to take effect this year. But after seeing all the trouble our neighbors to the west are having, Governor Kenny Gwinn says he'll have a panel look into that idea and could open up the market sometime later in September.
Doctors in Hawaii can now legally prescribe, grow, and harvest medical marijuana for their patients. So far, 13 patients have applied for certificates to smoke the drug. 11 have been approved. There are about 4,000 doctors on the islands who can now legally prescribe marijuana, but only about 25 of them have asked the state for application forms. And you'll remember last election, Nevadans voted in favor of legalizing marijuana for medical use here. Now it's up to our state lawmakers to come up with the rules for doing that in our state.
You've heard that saying, more is better, but doctors say when it comes to vitamin A supplements, too much can be toxic. New studies show people are relying too heavily on supplements for vitamin sources instead of eating fruits and vegetables. Doctors suggest you should eat 5 servings of fruits and veggies a day. Vitamin A is important for maintaining your eyesight and immune system and reproduction. Milk, meat, fish, fortified cereals, and carrots are all good sources of vitamin A.
I think we all know how important it is to take care of our teeth and gums for a healthy smile, and now there's word that it may actually save your life. New studies show people with gum disease double their risk of suffering a stroke. Researchers believe bacteria trapped under the gum line travels into the bloodstream, where it can trigger fatty plaque buildup and cause blood clots and blocked arteries. Those can lead to a stroke. Doctors say bacteria released into the bloodstream can also pose a risk for people with heart valve problems.
Rachel's here talking about weather now, and it's a pretty nice day today, but I guess we shouldn't get used to it, huh?
That's right.
It's changing big time, right?
Yeah, definitely. In the next 24 hours, things are going to change from kind of the calm before the storm to the storm. So grab your umbrella, and if you want to head up to Mount Charleston, snow tires and chains are required. This is a lovely shot of the sky, courtesy of the gentleman in Sky 3, Tom Hawley and Captain Greg Deacon. Thank you very much. We are looking over a dazzling Lady Las Vegas. The lights in the distance, it's cloudy. The temperature is 54 degrees. The humidity is 64%. The wind out of the east at 7 miles per hour. The barometer 29.98 inches of mercury and rising. 54 degrees right now at McCarran Airport. And we are jumping into outer space and then flying on in, and the eastern Pacific is getting ready to send some serious weather our way. Temperatures around the valley right now stacking up like so. 55 degrees in North Las Vegas. We're doing okay, actually. 55 degrees in Henderson, 58 in Laughlin, 53 degrees over the hump in Pahrump, 30 degrees up on the mountaintop where they're preparing for some heavy snowfall. 39 in Reno, 37 degrees right now in Elko, 39 degrees for my friends in Winnemucca. And here's the situation. This very well-defined low pressure system doing that counterclockwise rotation, low pressure system and a cold front is going to be barreling to the southeast, and already ahead of this low we're seeing rain along the coast of California, snowfall in the higher elevations. The Doppler radar showing you exactly where that is taking place. Well, all this moisture and all this precipitation is headed, as you can see, we're directly east our way. So when is the rain going to start falling? At this point, the model suggests that the rain will start to fall after midnight. Now, there's actually a winter storm warning in place for the folks up on Mount Charleston. That's tomorrow. That's above 5,000 feet. Elsewhere, we've got another low pressure system that's barreling through Texas, as you can see, bringing heavy amounts of rainfall to that area as well. But really, it's our low and the low in Texas that's posing the problems across the nation. 32 degrees right now in Minneapolis, 30 degrees in Chicago, 64 degrees right now in Miami. And the normal high for this time of year, 56. We made it to 54. We fell back to 40. We're hanging out temperature-wise at right the mid-50s or 54 degrees right now. That's where we were last hour. We'll probably fall back to about 49 degrees by prime time. That rain taking place after midnight, raining by sunrise. Tomorrow's out at the lake, you'll fall back to about 45 degrees and top out around 52 degrees. And rain in the overnight hours and then rain tomorrow as well. Pay attention though, winter storm warning for the folks on Mount Charleston above 5,000 feet. Here's the deal, above 6,000 feet. The model suggests that they could get about a foot and a half of snowfall. Below 6,000 feet, about a foot of snowfall. So as you can see, the snow is going to be falling fairly heavily up on the mountaintop. Over the next several days, here's what you can expect weather-wise. On Friday, about 48 degrees. Saturday, 51. Sunday, 52. Now, here in the valley, just so you know, the heaviest rainfall times seem to be between 4 a.m. tomorrow morning and 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So that's when we here in the valley will be running around with our umbrellas, and then up on the mountaintop, again, a winter storm warning in effect for tomorrow. And everything starts tonight after midnight. Back to you two.
All right, Rachel, thank you. A piece of World War II memorabilia is back in the U.S.
We'll tell you why thousands of veterans are welcoming this ship to its new home. Next, here on News 3 at 5, where news comes first.
Anytime and anywhere you can get the most up-to-date breaking news for Southern Nevada. Just visit KVBC.com. We're setting the pace in cyberspace.
Construction, detours, road closures. Stay one step ahead of the delays. Just visit KVBC.com and click the Traffic Solutions button. We're setting the pace in cyberspace.
Get the weather forecast when you want it, 24 hours a day. Just visit KVBC.com and click the Weather Center 3 button. We're setting the pace in cyberspace.
Some 30 World War II and Korean vets ended a transatlantic voyage today many thought they should not have attempted, on top of the warship where they fought more than 50 years ago. About 4,000 people gathered in Alabama today to watch the rusting warship dock at Mobile's harbor. This landing ship tank, known as the LST, will be restored and displayed for future generations. The senior vets traveled nearly 4,500 miles across the Atlantic to bring that ship home. It will now be used as a museum.
They were under lots of Christmas trees. Now they're all over the sidewalks, but they could be dangerous.
Next on News 3, tips on how to keep your kids safe on those new scooters. Coming up on News 3, where news comes first.
2001 is considered the year of the snake on the Chinese calendar. On the toy calendar, it could be considered the year of the scooter. They are all over the place. But all that fast footwork grabbing kids' attention may send them for a ride to the hospital. Nasty spill there if they're not careful. Experts say parents need to make sure their kids obviously stay out of traffic. And I know it's tough, but you need to make sure they wear their helmets, their knee pads, and elbow pads anytime they take out their wheels. You can skip the wrist pads, though, because the experts say they actually make it more difficult for kids to grip those handlebars. More than 30,000 kids were treated for scooter-related injuries last year. That'll probably go way up this year because there are just more scooters out there. The most common injuries were broken arms and hands.
And Riley always wears his helmet when he goes out on the scooter.
You bet. He's all strapped up.
It's important. Still ahead on News 3 at 5, an amazing story of a disabled family pet.
See how this cat, who was born without a way to walk, is now racing around town. Coming up here on News 3, where news comes first.